Recently, Dr. Eric Walsh, a respected public health physician, was fired from an appointment as the district health director for Northwest Georgia. The reason? Allegedly, it was because Dr. Walsh is also a pastor and has preached sermons from his pulpit affirming the biblical view of marriage and sexuality. Georgia officials asked for copies of those sermons, and a team of government workers was assigned to pore through them. Dr. Walsh was then fired. In Houston, Texas recently, the homosexual mayor there had subpoenas issued for sermon transcripts from 5 pastors. Those pastors were active in opposing a bill that would have allowed men identifying as female to use women's public restroom facilities. The mayor dropped the subpoenas only after a public outcry. Let us not be naive and think that these are isolated cases. The organized efforts to brand biblical values as hateful and intolerant has always had the goal of suppressing those views by force of law. This is why, for instance, a Christian baker must be forced to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding. It's not enough for the enforcers of tolerance for such weddings to be allowed. They must also be approved and celebrated by all. Dissent will be crushed. If the First Amendment protects anything, it would be the sermons of pastors. Yet there's no boundary line the new political correctness won't cross. Rather than being cowed into silence, now is the time for millions of Christians and their pastors to stand boldly and clearly for the Word of God. Those who would bully the church into silence are expecting quiet acquiescence. We dare not give it to them. Too many have given too much for our sake and for the sake of religious freedom to squander that heritage. Remember, freedom once lost is rarely regained.